Nobody's gonna take my job. Security guy, somebody gonna take the doors. Only I'm allowed to do that.
Be there in a sec.
Thank you. I don't know who they is, but I intend to get it.
Yes, see that? Someone's coming. Quick, hide.
Hands up.
This just in, a GOP security aide is among the Watergate burglars. Former Attorney General John Mitchell, head of the Nixon re-election campaign, denies any link to the operation. A $25,000 cashier's check, apparently earmarked for the Nixon campaign, wound up in the bank account of a Watergate burglar. This just in. John Mitchell, while serving as Attorney General, controlled a secret Republican fund used to finance widespread intelligence gathering operations against the Democrats. FBI agents established that the Watergate break-in stems from a massive campaign of political spying and sabotage conducted on behalf of the Nixon re-election effort.
Hello, President Nixon. I am your former aide, John Ehrlichman. This is my resignation.
Give me that. Get up! Go! You can resign, you're fired! Go!
Yes, President Nixon. I am your former Attorney General, H.R. Haldeman, and I am here to resign.
Give me that. You're fired!
This just in. John Dean has told Watergate investigators that he discussed the Watergate cover-up with President Nixon at least 35 times.
John Dean? Come in, come in.
You wanted to see me, Mr. President?
You're fired, John Dean! Young man, you're fired. Pack up your things. You're done. You're fired. You, young man, come here. A little closer. You're fired. You. You're fired. Who are you? You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. Pack up your things. You're done. You're fired. You're fired. No, I'm just. You're fired. You're fired. Yes, I'm serious. You're fired. You. You're fired. You over there. Yes, you in the back. Not you. You're fired. I could never fire you. Yes, I can. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You're fired. You can stay. You're fired. done. You're fired. I refuse to turn over the presidential tape recordings to the Senate Watergate Committee or to Archibald Koch. And my tapes, I'm keeping them. I'd like to say to the American public at home that I'm not a crook.
And I want to say this to the television audience, that I welcome this kind of examination because people have got to know whether or not their president is a crook. Well, I'm not a crook.
My message again. I am not a crook. Thank you.
Good evening, America. This is White House Representative Alexander Haig here. Unfortunately, the White House cannot explain an 18-and-a-half-minute gap in one of the subpoenaed tapes. One theory is that some sinister force erased the segment.
I am Alexander Butterfield, former presidential appointment secretary, and since 1971, Nixon has recorded all conversations and telephone calls in his office. So, bottom line here, folks, is he's a crook.
All rise.
The Supreme Court rules unanimously that Nixon must turn over the tape recordings of 64 White House conversations, rejecting the president's claim of executive privilege.
I resign!
Hello, America. I am your new president, Gerald R. Ford. I will be pardoning Nixon of all Watergate charges. So get ready for the next 2 years.
You can't keep me down, can't keep me down. You can't keep me down, can't keep me down. You can't keep me down, can't keep me down. You can't keep me down, can't keep me down. Yeah, Northern California is where I was born, and just for the record, I'm a Capricorn. But that don't mean that you can get my goat, cause my hide's as tough as an elephant's coat. You can't keep me down, can't keep me down. You can't keep me down, can't keep me down. From the liberals, I got nothing but this, cause they never could forgive me for this. They tried to make me out like some country bumpkin, looking for some papers inside of a pumpkin. They counted me out first in 52, when rumors of a slush fund threatened to screw up my career, so I decided to beseech the American public with a television speech, where I talked about matters of serious note, like the kids, dogs, checkers, and pets GOP cloth coat. By the time I was done, it spread it on so thick, it wasn't possible for Ike to dump me from the ticket. You can't keep me down, can't keep me down. You can't keep me down, can't keep me down. It don't make no difference if I'm strong or I'm brave. All they ever talk about is how I need a shave. In the first debate with JFK, I know I was in trouble when the press chose to focus its attention on my stubble. I lost, but 2 years later I was running again for the California State House at a monster again. I gave it my best, but I lost to Pratt Brown. Told the guys in the press they'd miss kicking me around. 6 more years pass, I'm in Miami. The time before the time I got hugged by Sammy. It would have been a landslide if it hadn't been for Spira. And I woke up next morning and America's hero. You can't keep me down, can't keep me down. You can't keep me down, can't keep me down. I was the president when men first walked on the moon, and I also went to China, but then one night in June, a couple of crazy jokers, Gordon Liddy and Howard Hunt, went to Watergate and pulled this really stupid stunt. So I called in my aides and demanded an answer, and that little turncoat green started talking about cancer. I said, Stonewall, yo, get it in the groove. You know perjury's an awful hard rap to prove. Now you can take it from me, it ain't no fun when your lawyer calls and tells you they found the smoking gun. So excuse me if this sounds like a bunch of sour grapes, but if I had to do it over, I would burn the tapes. Cause my government career suffered a serious decline when I became the only president that had to resign. You can't keep me down, can't keep me down. You can't keep me down, can't keep me down. So I waved from the chopper and you know all the rest about how I took my pardon and then I went back west to a lonely exile where I nearly died. But I didn't, I lived and I turned the tide. I wrote books, made speeches, and then I moved back east. Now they call me elder statesman instead of a beast. After years of being called a crook